I want to start by saying that this was brought to my, for those of you who are unaware of my background, I have a rather lengthy history in child welfare. I am a licensed social worker. I became aware of this issue, this concern, in September of this last year due to a series of investigative articles done by the Kansas City Star involving a particular facility. I became quickly aware that this was not an isolated incident, that this was systemic, or that it could appear to be systemic. The amount of, as soon as I stated that I was interested in it, I received an influx of emails and phone calls from survivors of abuse and neglect from across the country who had been here in Missouri. So these once children were labeled as troubled teens, troubled kids. They had had behavioral issues in their homes, and their parents or their caretakers had sent them to a facility in Missouri to hopefully get them help, to get them better so they could come back. But what happened when they were in these homes is that they were abused. They were physically abused, they were denied food, they were denied water, they were taken off their medications, they were not given medical treatment, they were sexually abused, they were absolutely neglected and abused in every way, and there was no one looking out for them. So oftentimes they would run away, and when they engaged with law enforcement would take them back to the facilities where the facilitators would say, well, these children are liars. This didn't really happen. They're bad kids. And I'm here to tell you in my professional experience that when you label a kid as troubled or bad, people tend to not believe them, which makes them even more likely to be victimized because you've already set up that these are bad kids. And so no one's going to believe them when they're abused. And so it makes them more likely to be repeatedly abused. And so the trauma that these survivors experienced continually, I mean, they're still dealing with it today. One of the things that was most concerning to me when this problem was brought to me is that we have no way, the state has absolutely zero way of knowing that these facilities are in existence. As the current law states, I could have one of these facilities in my basement with unlimited children right now with zero regulation from the state at all. And we don't know about the existence of these facilities until, unfortunately, when something bad happens. And there's nothing more important than us protecting the children in the state of Missouri. And this is something that we can do. This bill that we've drafted along with a series of advocates and survivors and agencies, hopefully will start addressing that issue. And I want to reiterate what Representative Veet said, that we are both strong proponents of faith and that faith has the power to change people, but faith can't be used as an excuse to abuse and neglect children. And so that's why we're here today.